Okay, now this particular person has lost over 70,000 bucks from the market already. Now, come to think of it, if I was the one, I would actually be tired already, because this person actually deposited, lost the cash, deposited, lost the cash, deposited, lost the cash, and kept repeating the process for over 5 months already. Right now, I actually decided to go through this person's account, right? Go through the history of this person's account, and I discovered that this person has actually lost over 70,000 bucks. I tracked the trade from January 1st through to 30th of April, and I discovered that this person has just been taking mad losses, like crazily mad losses. Imagine, like, anyone would get tired of taking losses and taking losses. You would want to actually relax and watch out for the market before you go in again, right? But no, this particular person just kept trading and trading. Now, I am not blaming this person, because there is actually this intuition that when you deposit again, you are actually just going to make back your cash easily like that, or maybe one day you are going to make back all the cash. But sometimes it's actually cool to also relax, sit down, and also think about, okay, how about I wait first and learn more and go about this particular stuff in a different direction, or actually look at this particular stuff from a different point of view. Now, let me actually explain how this particular stuff works. Now, this is the exact mentality that actually works within the mind of traders. Now, first of all, they come and then they deposit a particular amount of cash, right? Now, after trading and trading without enough knowledge, now boom, the cash is actually gone. And then this process keeps going on, this process keeps going on until they get tired and stop trading like that. Now, what actually happened is this broker has successfully taken all your cash, the amount that you've actually deposited in, without any remorse. The money is gone. You get it, right? Now, so what do you need to do in this particular condition? I'm trying to break the cycle of what you actually do, because imagine this particular trader now, which actually messaged me, right, regarding his account, and actually sent me all the details of his account. And I was like, okay, we are going to be helping him, but before we help him, we're not just going to help him, we're going to help other traders also by giving out this knowledge for free. Now, what do you need to do? Immediately as you go into a trade, boom, you lost your entire capital, 100 bucks, 1,000 bucks, 2,000 bucks. Now, what you need to do is not to deposit instantly again. You want to relax, calm down, think about it. Now, wait, go and practice, study, get enough knowledge, things like that, and go back into the trade after a few days, or after a few weeks, or after a few months, right? Don't just dive into the trade after taking losses. You actually want to find solutions to this problem. Now, after finding the solution, then you can go back to the market and start trading. Now, enough of the talking, right? Enough of the explanation. Or how can we actually help this person? Now, the good news is that the person was able to withdraw over 10,000 bucks, let's just say $10,000 from the market. So what are we going to do? Tell him to deposit back the $10,000 so we can actually use that to recover back his account. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Now, that's too risky, right? Now, the reason, because what if we're trading with that $10,000 and something goes wrong? Now, this person would have lost $80,000, right? And we don't want that. So what we're going to do is tell him to deposit half of that amount, that is $5,000, into the market so we can actually use to recover back his account, right? No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Now, that's also a lot of risk, right? Now, so what we're going to do is this. We're going to use 1/4 of his account, which is supposed to be $2,500, right, dollars, to actually try using that to recover back this account, right? Now, this broker is going to hear it today, because the broker is going to see all the cash that he has taken from this particular person going back into his account again. That's recovering back everything. But we are not going to be using $2,500. We're going to be using 2,000 bucks to actually recover back this account. But before we do that, guys, we are going to hear from this person himself, right? I'm going to be pushing a call across to him now, and we are going to be hearing him explain how he actually lost all his cash up to this extent, right? So before we can hear him, or before we can actually help him out, let's actually hear from him. Let's actually hear from the horse's mouth first, so we're actually not helping a person which doesn't really need his help. Okay, sir, so like I already told you, we're actually recording already. I want you to just tell us about your experience, what actually happened, how much you did deposit, and how much have you lost so far. Like, we don't want this video to be so long, okay?
In trading, I deposited so much amount that I can't even talk about now. So the one that I actually sent that you saw is just minute of the amount that I've actually lost. And I've never really given up. I've never thought of giving up even once. I kept investing into it, knowing that one day I'm going to make all the money back, and I'm going to be very happy after that.
Okay, thank you very much, right? It is actually really cool. It's actually really cool, right? So we'll actually just work with the information that you actually gave to us. We don't want this video to be so long, so I'll actually hear from you back later, man. Okay guys, now you actually heard directly from him. Right now guys, this particular stuff is actually just really crazy. Now this is exactly what you're having currently. Now guys, now before we can actually achieve this particular stuff, because we're actually having a perfect formation, fine, but just before I actually tell you about this perfect formation, now there are actually some conditions that we must meet. Now first of all, I told this guy to actually place this particular stuff on unlimited, so that our leverage is actually unlimited, so that we can scale and scale high and high without any restriction. Right now the leverage is actually us borrowing so much cash from the broker so that we can actually use it to scale up our capital, which is just 2,000 bucks, right? Because we're trying to scale up our capital to actually recover back the account completely, right? The second thing we actually want to do is we don't want that spread to hit us, so we are going to be using a zero spread also. Right now that's exactly what we'll be using on this account, so that we are using our 2,000 bucks with a zero spread, so that our spread doesn't hit us. Instead, we'll actually just be paying commission to the broker to actually use zero spread. And the second is we'll actually just be using unlimited leverage, so that we can actually borrow as much cash as possible from the broker to actually scale up our capital. So if you actually check out this stuff, you can actually see that this stuff is actually really nice. Now the beauty about this is that it has actually hit our previous high before, and now it's actually went back to hit it, right? It actually went back to hit it at about this spot. Right now it hit our previous high, right? A higher high, and then it dropped down, got rejected at about this spot, and now it's going back up again to actually create another rejection, right? Candlestick like that. You should actually notice that we're actually having something like this, right? It has actually broken down from our higher high, telling us that now we're actually expecting a crazy drop, and this is where we're going to be hitting the broker like this. We're going to be taking back all the money that this guy has actually donated to the broker already. So now let's actually storm into the streets now, so that this is exactly what we're having currently. So we'll actually just be waiting and actually just see how this particular stuff actually goes. For the now, we're still having some retracement, but we'll just be back in the next few minutes. For the now, I can actually just head out and process some other stuffs. And boom. Okay guys, now this is exactly what we're having, right? So you can actually see this particular stuff actually just keeps flowing like that, and boom, we're actually running over 70k currently like that now guys. Now this is actually really impressive, but also note guys, I don't advise this form of trading. If you should actually sit me down and ask me some questions. Now the reason is because we're actually using an unlimited leverage, which is actually a risky form of trading on its own, and we're actually using a zero spread trading, which is also we are paying commission. Because if you actually check out our balance currently, you can see our balance is actually 1.8k, meaning that we actually spent roughly like 170 bucks roughly paying these guys, right, for giving us a zero spread trade. So not everyone would actually want to pay commission to actually receive a zero spread, and not everyone would actually want to use an unlimited leverage to actually catch trades like this, because it's actually very risky, right? I don't advise using trading like this every single time, right? Because myself, I don't trade like this every single time. We trade like this only when we need to be aggressive sometimes, because sometimes the only way is aggression, right? So that if we actually check out this particular stuff now, we're actually running about 71k here, meaning that this person account is actually completely recovered. So that if we actually go on our equity, what you can actually see on our equity is actually 73,000, right, plus our 1.8 here, that's 73,000 that we've actually been able to pick from this particular stuff. So guys, not to waste so much time, Let's actually zoom off this trade now, and just like that, boom, this amount is actually recovered completely. So that if you check out our balance now, we actually have about 71.9k, roughly 72,000 bucks that we're actually having in this particular place. Now, just before we go on, guys, if you're actually new to this particular channel, just simply hit on the subscribe button there, guys, because that's how you actually help us to help more people like that, right? Hit on the like button so more people can actually see this video. Hit on the subscription button so that this particular YouTube channel we can actually hit 60,000 subscribers as soon as possible, just like that. And remember, guys, it made us to actually hit 60,000 subscribers. I'm coming back to this very place, and I will actually be funding 5 random traders just like that, $10,000 each, like that. Remember to drop all your comments down below there, because I will actually be going through the comments, and from the comment section, that's where I will actually be selecting those that will just be funding the account when this particular channel actually hits 60,000 subscribers. So be looking for those that actually commented and liked this video at the same time. Those people, will just be selecting from them, and they will actually just be getting funded like that. Remember, guys, you can actually get a funded account to trade synthetic indices or forex or stocks or commodities or whatever on the tradercapital.com, right? You can actually get there. It's actually very, very easy. You can decide to get an instant fund, so you don't have to go through any challenge at all, or you can decide to go through 1-step challenge or 2-step challenge, and you can get funded from 3,000 bucks up to 100,000 bucks, just like that. You can do every single stuff on the tradercapital.com. So guys, that's just how it's so much it goes. It's a bye from me, guys. I'm Mr. P. Peace.